Good morning, Habariyako. Greetings to everyone out there. Wanted to take some time today to come in and just share some life lessons and some life perspectives that'll be helpful for you regardless of where you are around the world. As some of you who have been following my channel know that I recently relocated and spend most of my time here in Kenya, but also have my residence, my company, my business, my ministries, family back in America. And I want to speak to this issue because we have lots of communications with those who desire to visit or relocate to Africa, particularly in Kenya. We've been getting some inquiries and we've been giving some advice and some consultations to those to help to examine their particular situation. Now, everyone's situation is different. Even as a what we call Black American living in America for 60 years, I can know and tell you that not every Black American experience is the same. There are people in the Northeast live differently, had different experiences than those who live in the South. Those who live on the West Coast in California have a different experience than those who live in the Northwest in Oregon or Washington State, as well as those who live in the Southwest or in Texas. Each person, based on their upbringing, their environment, family, socioeconomic statuses, have different circumstances in life. But one of the prevailing thoughts in America, at least it has been in previous generations, is somewhat of a mystique about Africa. Many times we talk back in America, Black Americans are taught that our ancestors come from the continent of Africa, and I think for the majority of Black Americans that is true, though there are some mixture of cultures that took place during slavery and also with the Native Americans who are already in what we call America today. So there's a lot of factors that are to be considered. But for the most part, those who look like me, who have my same skin tone, my same facial features and things, you can trace your ancestry back to the continent of Africa. But why Africa? I want you to know that Africa could be an option for those of you who are pursuing your dreams in life. But you can also find those dreams accomplished in America. I've accomplished most, if not all of the dreams that I had for my personal, business, financial, social, and spiritual life right in America. I didn't come to Africa to find myself. And this is a key point that I want each person to think about. If you don't find wholeness wherever you are, you're not going to find it wherever you go. You can do that work on yourself in spite of what may be going on in the country you're living in. Most of my African colleagues think America is heaven, when a lot of Americans realize that there's no heaven there. So you have to find your own heaven right where you are. Heaven is not dependent on what opportunities are presented outside of you. You'll find your peace, your heaven inside of yourself. So you need to do the work on yourself. Do your own self-examination. Don't stop comparing yourselves to others. Stop trying to be something that you're not. And I believe if you constantly do this work on a continual basis, set goals that you want to accomplish, not that others want you to accomplish, and you'll find your own little slice of heaven wherever you are in the world. Now, there are some outward circumstances that could present a more pleasant environment for you. I had a pleasant and still continue to have a pleasant environment back in America with our property there, our Paradise Village and Retreat Center in Southeast Georgia on the southeastern coast. I have a beautiful acreage, beautiful property that I love to enjoy with ponds and golf courses and all of that. And it's still a good sanctuary for me whenever I'm visiting America. But as you see with my shirt here, we also created that same slice of heaven here in Kenya, which is called Paradise Salai. And so this is what I'm saying to you. If you don't find who you are, where you are, you're not going to find yourself wherever you go. This is very important for you because I find a lot of people are trying to escape from a bad life or what they think is a life of turmoil and stress and strain in America. But when you come to Kenya, you'll see that a lot of Kenyans are saying, I want to leave Kenya for the very same reasons. So regardless of where you are, in America, in Africa, in Asia, in Europe, one of the island nations, you have to find your slice of heaven, so to speak, right where you are. You find that internally first. You find that peace of mind. You find your purpose. You find your sense of direction. And one of the real blessings that I can say I gained from being here in Africa, which also can be gained in America, but it's easier here in Kenya because it's a more communal society. People are more used to working as a team or a group to get things accomplished, where in America is almost every man for himself. And so it's very difficult to get Americans to think communal, seeing that everyone primarily is trained with the mindset that you have to make it yourself, even if you have to do it alone. And that may be true in some circumstances. But I tell you, it's easier to carry a log with two people than it is to carry it by yourself. So if you're back in America, sometimes you need to break free from that thinking of that I can do it on my own. And I find that a lot of the Americans that come to Africa or other countries, unfortunately, you can take the person out of America, but in a lot of instances, you can't take America out of the people. So they come to Africa, for instance, or they go to Thailand or whatever nation, but they still want to live American. They still think American. They still want to do things the way Americans do it. And my friends, that is simply not the reason why you should want to relocate. If you're going to live American in Africa, you might as well stay in America. The only benefit that I can tell people that may give them an advantage in African country, for instance, in my case, Kenya, is that your money can go further here. Your money can go further, and as it is in America or anywhere in the world, money buys influence, money can buy power, money can buy so-called friends, money can buy you lots of things, but money cannot buy you joy, peace, love, and happiness. This is what you should be seeking after. Whether you're in America, whether you're moving to Africa, you shouldn't be seeking to escape from something bad. You should be looking to find that place of peace. And I say the same thing to my Kenyan and African brethren and sisters. America offers money. That's about it. The weather is terrible in most cases, all year round, hot, cold, storms and things. Everything's much more expensive. There's very little community connection amongst people. So, you know, the Bible talks about the love of money is the root of all evil. Look, money will not make you happy. Another person would not make you happy. You have to look to God as the source of all your strength, your hope, your peace, your joy, because he never goes bankrupt. Societies fail. Governments change. And so we can't look to the government to solve our problems. The government is not the answer to your problems. You have to find the answer within yourself, because every person has a different set of problems, a different set of circumstances that they're trying to deal with or challenging them in life. Don't be a follower, be a leader. And by that means you don't have to lead other people, but learn to lead yourself. What direction do you want to go? And where does that direction lead you in life? And how can I get there? Those need to be the questions you should ask yourself. And if you deeply examine those questions and you seek to resolve those answers within yourself, I believe the rest of things will just fall in place for you. So, yes, there's good and bad everywhere around the world. There's rich, there are poor people, there's crime everywhere around the world. There's no way or nowhere to escape the problems of this world. But what you have to learn to do is to find your peace in this world. And if Africa may be an option for you, great. Explore that option. But I want you to know you can also find that peace in America. For my fellow Africans, you can find it here in Africa, wherever you are in the world. But get your right mindset. Have an attitude of gratitude because somebody is looking for what you already have. Be grateful, be thankful, and pursue the plan that God has for your life. If you don't know that plan, ask. Ask God. Whatever your religious affiliation may be, seek direction from something or someone bigger and more knowledgeable than you. Because we as humans do not have all the answers to life problems, because if we did and we cared enough about humanity as we should, we would have solved life's problems a long time ago. So someone benefits from another person's problems. I want you to benefit by solving your problems and living the best life that you can live wherever you are, in America, in Africa, in Europe, Asia, wherever you find yourself. The common denominator is you. When you change, your situation will change. Your circumstances will change. Your view and perspective on life will change. And if your geography changes also, then that's all the better. Kenya definitely offers some advantages over America as far as affordability, the weather, the communal environment, the natural beauty and wildlife, all those things that you may find interesting about Africa in general. But Kenya, America also has beautiful landscapes, national parks, oceans, coasts, deserts, so you can find a variety of weather and natural beauty there as well. But for me, Kenya was not a choice that I made. Kenya chose me for this journey. And so I'm here embracing this stage of my life. I want to see you embrace the stages of your life, and whatever season you're in, know that God has a plan for you. Some people are searching for relationships, not only with God, which should come first, but they're seeking relationships with others, maybe on a husband-wife situation, or business relationships, or ministry, outreach, missions, and all of those things. We are involved in every aspect of these parts of life because we must be holistic people, and we must look at life through a holistic perspective. So that's just a little insight I want to share with those of you who may be feeling discouraged about where you are in life. Maybe that will motivate you to seek change, but change begins with you. Anything we can do to assist anyone with helping them to examine their lives and write out a roadmap for their life and goals for where they want to be, feel free to reach out to me at affordableafricanhorizons.com. If you're looking to visit Kenya, feel free to reach out to me for a short-term stay, long-term stay, or maybe even looking at retirement. We can assist you in some of those processes and get you acclimated to this country, and we can show you around different areas of the country to see if you can find your physical place where you can find your slice of heaven. But before you find your physical space of heaven, you have to find that emotional, mental, spiritual space, and then the rest will come. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity. Talk with you later. Kwaheri, and may you live your best life.